Well, our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired. You're 50-0. You walked away from the game. You made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to you.
Well, whatever reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you. It's not that you just deserve the money, because it's hard to do.
Right.
I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that.
The fighter who once declared himself unbeatable is now under intense scrutiny. Floyd Mayweather finds himself at the center of a storm, accused of fraudulent schemes and staring down the possibility of a total financial meltdown.
I did it the hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life.
As Floyd evolved from pretty boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, his persona took a sharp turn. He wasn't just a defensive wizard in the ring anymore. He transformed into an icon of wealth, prioritizing flashy displays of fortune and chasing financial dominance over pure boxing glory.
Guys that never got hit. Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, ever.
Yeah. When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which was one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like there was nothing for Diego to hit, and all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the pretty boy Floyd Mayweather.
Pretty boy
that
Floyd.
was before he became Money Mayweather.
Floyd reshaped his identity into a living brand, turning opulence into his signature. The spotlight shifted from his legendary defensive mastery to extravagant displays of wealth, raking in massive paydays and cementing his status as one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet.
Complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changed his name to Money. And when he changed his name to Money, he turns heel.
Yeah.
He became like this guy and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing. What Floyd is doing is so interesting. He retires from fighting and he says, I'll just start boxing people who have no chance.
Floyd Mayweather began pulling in $3 million a fight, but his fortune skyrocketed once he went solo. Taking control of his own career unlocked billions in earnings, catapulting him to the top as the world's highest paid athlete. By cutting out traditional promoters and masterminding every move, he crafted a financial empire that few could rival.
Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
But immense wealth came with a personal cost. Floyd's father shared that before the big money rolled in, their bond was smooth and conflict-free. Once millions started pouring in, Floyd's extravagant spending on luxury cars, properties, and flashy indulgences strained their relationship. His father observed that money has a way of changing people. In Floyd's case, it drove a wedge between them.
Argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. You know, HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
As Floyd's fortune grew, so did his ego. COSTI and GM friendships that had lasted a lifetime. Even legends like Mike Tyson called out his arrogance, insisting that no amount of money could justify losing touch with humility, and that Floyd needed to remain grounded despite his enormous wealth.
Floyd, though.
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Floyd once shared a tight bond with rapper 50 Cent, a friendship admired across the entertainment world. But as Floyd's fortune ballooned, their connection frayed. 50 Cent revealed that Floyd's money-driven mindset took over, even dismissing years of loyalty by claiming he never requested 50 Cent's help. This growing obsession with wealth overshadowed both his legacy and the people who had been there from the beginning.
When you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he,
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. He doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that
Floyd also alienated one of his brightest proteges, Gervonta Tank Davis, who felt used. Davis explained that Floyd kept him dependent while failing to provide fair compensation from his own fight earnings, a situation that eventually forced Davis to break away and cut ties.
Back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that? I'll give her a couple dollars. I'll take some, whatever, whenever you need some money. You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get her out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up that, like, a motherfucker will put you in a position to always need him. And, like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But, like, to somebody to understand, you understand, like, what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, because if I gotta put you in a position that they always need me, you always gotta, I'm gonna just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot. Like, if I'm like, what's $1,000? You know what I'm trying to say? But to you who don't have it, is a lot, and I know you gonna go to war for that $1,000. So me understanding that, $48 of plot power, I'ma always feed you a little bit so you can be excited and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really just put me in a position to be able to, make my own thing. And I don't wanna say no name, but they wind up catching it. The people that's over top of me, I mean, like, I was signed up. Him and Floyd signed to him. So the person that he said, okay, cool. I see what's going on. That's when he started.
Tank added that Floyd had a hard time handling anyone who threatened his spotlight, growing envious of fighters who earn more or receive greater acclaim. He even went as far as to assert that Muhammad Ali wasn't superior to him.
Out of all these guys in the history of boxing,
yes,
I've accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing.
Okay, Ali.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali when he only had 7 fights.
Yes.
And if we really tell the truth, if we really tell the truth,
well, that's what you're here for. You here to tell the truth.
What's the heavyweight guy that Ali fought 3 times? Ken Norton, actually. Ken Norton really beat Ali all 3 times. Go back and look at the fights. I mean, we just telling the truth. And I love Ali, of course.
Floyd's arrogance didn't stop at personal ties. It spilled into the public eye. He paraded his fortune openly, sparking widespread criticism. His lavish displays and bold claims of being the greatest, no matter the legends around him, earned him a reputation as one of the most polarizing and disliked figures in boxing history.
In all of my career, I have never encountered an athlete who, number 1, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number 2, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much. But the way he just blithely scoffed at Ali's accomplishments, it wasn't just disrespectful, Stephen A. Smith. It was flat out blasphemous. Now, to your credit, you did go back at him. You can't. Okay, and to Floyd's credit, you know what? Early in Ali's career, he did get dropped. Not by Burt Cooper, by Henry Cooper in London. He fought him twice in London. And he did get dropped, and he got right back up and won.
Floyd's bold persona and flashy lifestyle cemented him as one of boxing's most controversial figures. Ignoring criticism only intensified the backlash. He frequently declared that public opinion didn't matter, insisting he keep stepping into the ring, whether in exhibitions or traditional fights, leaving fans and analysts questioning whether money, pride, or legacy truly drove him.
Because he talks so much shit and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And
My
like,
most expensive watch that I currently own is $18 million. One watch.
and so you hate him. People hate him.
He creates envy.
Yes. Yeah, it creates envy and you want him to lose.
Once Floyd stepped away from professional bouts, he shifted to exhibition fights, drawing sharp criticism. Many argued that taking on lesser-known opponents purely for the paycheck was tarnishing the legacy he had built in the ring.
Floyd, what does it mean for you to go out on your terms, not on anybody else's terms, but you to make the decision, you know what, this is it, I don't care what all you guys say, I'm out of here, I'm done?
I mean, I think I think I just had a game plan. I had a brilliant game plan. The game plan was to be very outspoken. You know, I was born with personality. I was born with charisma. Speak my mind. Speak from the heart. You know, I don't hate or dislike anyone. I want to go out there, you know, and just do what I have to do inside that square circle. Choose a tremendous team on the outside that's going to help me take things to the next level, and that's what I.
These exhibition matches quickly earned a reputation as cash grabs, with critics arguing they prioritized Floyd's payday over real competition or giving fans the thrilling, meaningful fights they deserve.
But you know what it is? I think obviously with Floyd, he gets the biggest percentage of the purse, isn't it?
Yeah, but he can still get the biggest percentage of the purse.
Yeah, but Ricky Hatton's gonna want more. He'll want more. He'll want more.
He'll want more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when they fought in their heyday, Floyd got more.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know what I'm saying?
No, but Floyd wants like 95% more. 90% more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like...
He's like 95-5. Yeah, that's how he likes to do it, innit? Because I'm not gonna lie, if Floyd fought Ricky, both of them now, catch weight 154, O2 Arena,
it will sell out. Sell out. It will sell out.
sell out.
Floyd's image suffered further with claims that he didn't honor payments to his opponents. Fighters such as Deji and Logan Paul alleged they were never fully compensated for their exhibition bouts with him.
People always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus
you don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy
right
going,
now,
I want to make $30 million, I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights, and you make them. And Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for. That was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these
Over the years, Floyd's dominance in the ring began to fade beneath the glare of controversy. Once celebrated as a boxing powerhouse, his actions outside the ring started to eclipse his athletic feats. Allegations of 42 million Australian dollar scam and questionable financial dealings further tarnished his reputation, with reports even suggesting he was stuck in Dubai due to unpaid debts, highlighting just how serious his financial troubles had become.
Drama going on about Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai. However, that man was at Game 5 of the Clippers game. He's claiming that he is stuck in Dubai because there's debts that he has to pay off and they're not letting him leave. And we're sitting at Game 5 and I look over and I'm like, dude, that's Floyd Mayweather. Royce takes a video of Floyd Mayweather at the Clippers game, posts it on his TikTok. It goes viral. He posts 2 videos, both go viral. And the comments, nobody is believing him. They're like, that's not really Floyd. That's a clone. Floyd's stuck in Dubai. And the crazy thing was, usually when you're at these games, they'll have like, oh, special guest, celebrity of the night. They didn't show Floyd on the thing, but we have it on camera. But go check out.
Mayweather carefully crafted his persona as the world's top-earning athlete, proudly claiming that no one in sports history could rival his financial achievements. Interview 17, Chael Sonnen, a well-known fighter, pointed out that Floyd's continued participation in exhibition matches was all about money. Sonnen emphasized that with billions already in the bank, Floyd didn't need to fight for cash, calling it a betrayal of his legacy and a sacrifice of his honor and reputation for personal gain. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more updates.